This video is made to help you understand how to format your files and how to submit information to the Anchorage Zine Fair this winter. Because the fair is going to be online in the form of a website, it's really important that we get the file sent to us all in sort of similar formats, and that information is organized so that things don't get lost. We don't have to ask people for things multiple times. And it just makes our job easier on this end. So the first thing is saving your files as the right file type. So when you're taking pictures of your books or your posters, t-shirts, whatever it is that you're selling, you want to make sure that you save those files as a JPEG. I think most cameras save as a JPEG automatically, or at least smartphones. You can get JPEG versions or RAW files on digital cameras, but in any case, it shouldn't be too hard to get a JPEG file. I prefer that over, say, in RAW files or PDFs for sure. Don't work so well with the website. The second thing is that we want the aspect ratio of the images to be about 3 to 4. It doesn't have to be exact, but that ratio is what the website is set up for, and so there might be some cropping or some weirdness, especially if you were to do the ratio opposite. So 3 to 4 is basically the standard landscape orientation when you take a picture with your phone. So we're looking for landscape photos as opposed to portrait, upright photographs. Otherwise, I mean, if they're a little bit off, it doesn't matter so much. We're not too particular on file size. Since it's going to be online, the files don't have to be huge. So yeah, we're not specifying anything about the file sizes. Beyond the format and the ratio, we're looking to get all the files named and numbered using your name or your group's name, along with number 1 for image number 1, number 2 for image number 2, as opposed to using the titles of your books or titles of your zines. So for instance, as you're numbering your files, if I were to go and do a bunch of mine, as you can see, mine have all sorts of crazy names right now, but I could go in and just change the file names to Reardon J01. So I could do Reardon Jimmy, Jimmy Reardon, Reardon J. I could use my press's name, but for this I'm just going to go real simple, Reardon J02, and do this to all the different files that I am hoping to submit. And you can do one item for the fair. You don't have to have a bunch of stuff. So just however many you need, so 3. And I would go on, so on and so forth through all my files. So as you can see here, it would be John Doe 1, John Doe 2, or Doe J1, Doe J2, or Zine Team 2. My press is Rabbit Rabbit, so I put that down as an example. So as again, it says right here, how you format your name does not matter as much as the fact that the files are numbered and the naming is consistent. So then attached in another file and or in the body of the email, both would be maybe the best, but one or the other is fine. We want you to then create a list of the work that you've submitted, right? And so for each of those files, you will have a file name, the title of the work, the author or artist that made it, price, description, what should people know about the item, that doesn't have to be very much. It can be really simple, very physical details. How was it printed? Is this a silk screen, a letterpress? How many of them did you make? Anything else you think people should know? This is particularly important online because sometimes it's hard to tell what the size of something is, or if you can't pick it up, the more details we can give, the more likely people are going to, when they receive the work, they're going to get something that's close to what they expected. So here's an example, right? The file name, going back up to these ones at the top, John Doe, item number 1. And this is John Doe's cat zine. And the author and artist are John Doe and Jane Deere, so it's a collaboration. The price is $5. And the description, again, real simple. This is a zine about cats. That's all you really need to know. The physical details, 160 pages, 4 by 6 inches, black and white photocopy zine, an edition of 2, so there's very limited, and every copy comes with a membership card for John Doe's Cat Club. which is cool. That's a great value for $5 since there's only 2 of them. And then as it says at the end of this form, if you need help with the photographing of work, or if you have any sort of questions, definitely feel free to reach out. We have help for that sort of photographing. We even have some help for design and printing of zines. So always reach out, either to the Zine Fair via email. You can go to our Facebook page, or like Tent City Press, or AK Bookmobile, or Bivvy's social media. And you can always call me. I've left my phone number in there. I'd just love for as many people to be able to participate as possible.